gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV níbi wọ́n ti ń dábìí ẹ̀dùn tí wọ́n ń rọ̀ bí òwú. Gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV láti ń gbóhùn sáfẹ́fẹ́ láti ń dábìí ẹ̀dùn tá ń rọ̀ bí òwú. Gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV ọgbọ́n ń bẹ òye ń bẹ ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lóríṣiríṣi ní gbàgede ìmọ̀ TV ẹ máa wò ẹ máa gbọ́.
mo kí gbogbo ojú tó wò mí káàkiri ayé, mo kí wa lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin lọ́mọdé lágbà nínú ilé yìí, mo kí wa pé a kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Àsìkò bójú ọjọ́ ti rí ẹdẹ ọdún bí ó bó ló ti rí lọ́dọ̀ ti yín. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ káalẹ́. Tó mo kí lọ́kùnrin, mo kí lóbìnrin, mo kí lọ́mọdé, mo kí lágbà. Ẹ wá kan fìdílé àbíká fìdílé kan kẹjá jọjẹ gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ tó lọ láti ìkànnì bàbá gbàgede ìmọ̀ tí a wà lónìí, tí í ṣe ọjọ́ Monday, ọjọ́ ajé, bí eré oṣù July ó tó ti ń páàkì ẹrù ẹ̀ ó tó ti ń lọ. Ká tó mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ 2025 òun náà tún dágbére. Mo wá bí Ọlọ́run pé àjọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọdún yìí ní ayọ̀ ni, kọ́lọ́ ń jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa kájọ parí ẹ̀ láyọ̀ àtàlàfíà. Òní ní ọjọ́ 28 oṣù keje tí ń ṣe July ọdún 2025. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó lọ òun náà lètò níkànnì bàbá gbàgede ìmọ̀ lórí YouTube, tá a sì ń jẹ́ gbàgede ìmọ̀ with Aláwìyé Adébáyọ̀ lórí Facebook, a wà lórí TikTok, a wà lórí Instagram. Ẹ máa fọ́lọ̀ wa láwọn àyè yìí, kẹ́sì máa subscribe sí YouTube channel wa, ọ̀fẹ́ ni o, kò ná yín kọ́bọ̀. Ní ìjẹta àbí lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá ọjọ́ Sátidé, mo sọ ọ̀rọ̀ kan lórí àìfura wa Yorùbá, àìtají nílẹ̀ wa. Àwọn èèyàn pè mí tó pọ̀, wọ́n ní mo ṣeun wípé ìtanijí tó ga ni, ṣùgbọ́n tí mi tún wá kún. Ṣé ti ẹ̀rí pàápàá jùlọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, Èkó àti Ìbàdàn, èmi ò mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó tó yẹn lọ ń bẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn Yíbò. Mi ò ń ṣọmọ Èkó, mo ń lọ sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lóòótọ́, àmọ́ mi ò gbékòó. Mo pẹ́ jù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bóyá mo ṣoṣù kan, mo pẹ́ jù ní òkè ìgbà tá lọ fún training school tá lò 9 months ní ìbá sọ pé mo pẹ́ jù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. 3 months àkọ́kọ́, ẹ̀kejì àtẹ̀kẹta. Àwa Yorùbá àfi ká jí nílẹ̀ ká dìde. Ká Yorùbá lẹ́nu ẹni la fi kọ méje. Bàbá kan pè mí láàárọ̀ yìí pé bàbá gbàgede kékeré làwọn tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn, pé ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti gbà tán, wọ́n ní Badagry nǹkan kan ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ báyìí tó yẹ káwa Yorùbá gbọ́. Mo wá èmi náà wá padà sẹ́ǹsì brain mi pé kí ṣe Badagry nìkan, ibi ọ́fíìsì tá ti kó kúrò ó ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́. Ní ọjọ́ Sunday gbogbo àmọ̀ páwọn èèyàn kì í lọ bí iṣẹ́. Àwọn ọmọ Yíbò so coordinate ara wọn débi pé wọ́n ra jersey, wọ́n ra the same boot, the same jersey. Wọ́n wá pẹ́ra wọn sí kọ̀ méjì. Field tó bá wà ládùúgbò, pàápàá jùlọ school bí primary school or secondary school, wọ́n máa wá gbá bọ́ọ̀lù ńbẹ̀ níjọ́ Sunday. Tí wọ́n bá gbá bọ́ọ̀lù yìí tán, mo rántí dáadáa pé wọ́n máa ń jókòó round, wọ́n á máa ṣe meeting. Èmi ṣe wá sẹ́ǹsì ẹ̀ padà ni pé ó ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́. Mo rí wọn, ọkùnrin yẹn ló wá já mi sí pé ní Badagry àwọn wípé tó bí 5 bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, pé tán bá parí, ó láwọn ọkùnrin ló kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀, pé bòun discover pé ní Sunday yẹn náà àwọn obìnrin wọn wá, àwọn náà tún wá, àwọn náà wá ṣe ti wọn, kódà wọ́n ṣe oúnjẹ wá. Kí ni wọ́n plan ní every Sundays? Kí làwa Yorùbá mọ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe? Àmọ́ wọ́n máa ń ṣe August meeting. Ṣé August meeting nìyẹn? Kò sí nǹkan tó ń plan jù pé wọ́n wá fúnra wọn ní feedback, ibi tá ní kálukú bá iṣẹ́ dé láàyè tiẹ̀. That is why tí mo fi ń pariwo síta pé tẹ́tẹ́rẹ́ báyìí làwa Yorùbá wà o, tẹ́tẹ́rẹ́ la sùn. Àfi we must wake up now from kò ṣe slumber mọ́ àtòrùgbé mọ́, àti sùn tàti hàn ọ̀run ni from our deep sleep. bàbá kan kọ sí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì wọ́n tiẹ̀ tún pè mí wọ́n ní tí wọ́n bá máa talẹ̀ fún non-indigenous Yorùbá ẹni bá ti jẹ́ non-indigenous ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kó má ju 50 years lọ. Even 50 years is too much. They should not do outright sale called lease ilẹ̀ ni, and they should not erect permanent project lé lórí. Temporary ni kó jẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé anytime náà lè kó kúrò, kó wà nínú agreement that this land is being leased to you, not sale. Lease ni kó má sell àbọ̀rọ̀ máa ta fún 150 years. Ṣọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó bá talẹ̀ 50 years ló máa wà láyé. Nígbàtí 50 years bá pé Ìgbò àyípadà àwọn ayídọ̀ndé ẹ̀ tó bá ti ń rà báyìí náà ti máa pe lọ́yà wọn ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀mọ́ tó máa wà ní àkọọ́lẹ̀. Even if 50 years is not feasible, total sale, we should stop it henceforth. In tí wọ́n ṣe mítì tí wọ́n ṣe ta ló mọ̀ ó ní tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn ọkùnrin ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìnákọ́ tó bá ti gbá bọ̀ tán náà máa ó nígbà tó yá aṣọ láwọn obìnrin wọn ti join wọn ó ní kìí ṣe bíbí márùn bẹ́ẹ̀ tóun mọ̀ ní Badagry yẹn ó ní gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní trade fair náà join wọn. àwa Yorùbá ti sùn. mo wá ní write-up kan tẹ́nìkan sẹ́ndì sí mi láàárọ̀ yìí wọ́n ní local government ṣe á máa bì kan wọ́n pẹ́ nìkan ní Charly Boy tí gbogbo wa bá rántí. Charly Boy jẹ́ òǹkọrin nígbà náà àwọn tó gbà tá a wà ní secondary school mọ́ university days ó lè bí ti mọ Charly Boy tó ń kọrin gbà yẹn. Ṣukudi Òkúta ọmọ bàbá Òkúta panel ìgbà yẹn ni Charly Boy ti kọrin gbà yẹn. Wọ́n wá ní Charly Boy yìí wọ́n níbi tó ń gbé alleged mi confirm ẹ̀ write up tí mo rí ni mo fẹ́ kà. I'm not accusing him and I'm not confirming it. It is alleged. Ó lè jóòtọ́ ó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́rọ́ ṣùgbọ́n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jóòtọ́ ni wípé local government chairman ibẹ̀ yẹn ó fẹ́ change bus stop kan kúrò ní Charly Boy ó ní Charly Boy bus stop yẹn rèé ó fẹ́ fi orúkọ yẹn ó sọ bus stop yẹn ní Olamide Badoo bus stop. mo wá rí write up kan lénìí tí ẹnìkan sẹ́ndì sí mi láàárọ̀ yìí wípé Charles Òkúta ọmọ bàbá tí ó head Òkúta panel ṣe rántí ẹ̀ gbàtàwà ti wà secondary school ta mọ́ first year university òun láti mọ̀ Charly Boy nígbà yẹn tó máa ń kọrin. Alleged ni tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí ni tí mo fẹ́ kà yìí. Ẹni yẹn allege ẹ̀ pé oríṣiríṣi atrocities tẹ́ni yẹn sọ pé ó commit even fún landlady tó gbalé lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pàápàá fún ẹni tó rent ilé lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ to the extent that wọ́n sọ pé kò sí anybody kò sí local government kankan tó approve bus stop tí wọ́n pè ní Charly Boy ó fọwọ́ ara ẹ̀ mú bus stop ó dẹ̀ sọ lórúkọ ara ẹ̀. wọ́n wá ní local government chairman kan wá dé wọ́n ló fẹ́ ó ti yí bóyá ó fẹ́ ni àbó ti yí Charly Boy bus stop yẹn sí Olamide Badoo gbogbo alámọ̀ tó bá ṣe tó máa rap Olamide Badoo ọmọ Èkó ni ọmọ bíbí ìlú Èkó ni ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ lára Ṣàṣù òun ló gbé Ṣàṣù jáde ó dẹ̀ ti gbé àìmọye olórin ti rẹ́pù àwọn ọmọ youth àìmọye kò dẹ̀ gbé ìgbésí ayé tó bayé youth jẹ́ but ìgbésí ayé tí Charles Òkúta ń gbé níbi tó wà alleged lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo tún sọ alleged disclaimer mo ń claim disclaimer mi ìmọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀ maybe it is true or not but in taarika ni mo fẹ́ gbé jáde gbogbo tuntun sọ pé ó ń pa níbi tó wà ọmọ Yíbò tó wá dáná fún wọn yá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ oríṣiríṣi irú wọn dẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ káàkiri tí wọ́n pa nítú fáwọn èèyàn mo wá gbọ́ pé Sowore ń gbèjà ẹ̀ Ọmọyẹlé Sowore bá a ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín tó àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan wà tí ò yẹ kẹ́ ẹ dá sí tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ rọra panu yín mọ́ jẹ́. In the quest of you becoming president, there are some things you must not do at all. Tó bá yẹ pé lóòótọ́ lẹ́jọ́ mọ Yorùbá tòótọ́ o. Revolution dé sáwà Yorùbá náà. A fẹ́ fọ ìlú wa mọ́. Ẹni bá máa bá wa gbé kó bá wa gbé peacefully. Ẹni bá ti wá mọ̀ kó máa ní pé kí Yorùbá má rọ́nà lọ nílẹ̀ wa tó dẹ̀ ń gbé ìlú wa ó bẹ́tà kó vacate ìlú wa fún wa. Wọ́n ròyìn tútà ọmọ Yíbò yìí pa ní Alábà àti ní Ọbalẹ́ndé. Gbogbo Yorùbá tó wà láwọn àyè tá à ń sọ ìwọ̀n lẹ́nu rárá nílùú bàbá tá a bí wọn sí. Gbogbo Yorùbá tó wà láwọn ọbẹ̀ wọ́n ní wọn lẹ́nu àtọ́. Wọ́n ti láti jọ Sátidé tí mo ṣe fídíò yẹn ní kọlù yẹn ti wà àwọn tí Yíbò ti ń fìyà jẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ń pè mí sí. Wípé o ṣeun tó bá wa gbé jáde a nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ó yá tún gbélé ìsìn tún gbélé ìtún lára wọn ló sẹ́ndélé láàárọ̀ ìlàárọ̀ ló sọ ti ṣàṣòkúta. I wouldn't know again. Mo tún sọ disclaimer, if this is true or not I wouldn't know. It is an alleged. Now wọ́n wá ní wọ́n bínú wípé kí ló dé tí chairman yẹn change bus stop yẹn kó ní Charly Boy tó sọ di Olamide Badoo bus stop. Ntó tẹ́ni tí Charly Boy wá ń ṣe tẹ́ni ìsọ òní mo fẹ́ kà fún wa yìí. Àwọn tí àwa Yorùbá ò lè dánwò nílùú tiwọn torí pàwọ̀ ní bad intention tá a bá lọ sílùú wọn a ò rẹ́dì láti gbalẹ̀ onílẹ̀ wọn ò tiẹ̀ jẹ́ta fún wa. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ní òun kọ́lé sílẹ̀ Yíbò tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé full fledged Yorùbá ni kó wá jáde kó against mi pé irọ́ ló ń pa. Mo nílé ní kinní kan, mo nílé ń bèsè, mo nílé ní kinní kan tó kó àmàbà, mo gbé ogun kinní kan, mo kọ́lé síbẹ̀. Kó wá sọ fún wa tó jẹ́ Yorùbá o bí ìtàwọn ṣe ń bí. Ìgbò míì nílé tó 50 nílẹ̀ Yorùbá yìí. Bó ṣe nílé kò ló ní Ìbàdàn ló nígbà tá authority wa ò pé. Tó jọ́tọ̀ ní táwa ń fowó ṣe. Àwọn olówó wa ọ̀tọ̀ níbi tó ń ná sí. Àwọn ní system kan mo ti sọ́rí. Tẹ́nìkan bá ṣoríire nu wọn pẹ́ ìyí tó ń ṣe pọ̀ lálábà nìyẹn. Tẹ́nìkan bá ti dá business rẹ̀ tó ti rí pé yes òun ti make ẹ̀ báyìí ó kàn máa lọ abúlé wọn máa lọ kọ́ àwọn boys wa ni. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sáfù ọ̀gá gbogbo wa tó bí ọdún 6 ọdún 8 á lóun sẹ́tù wọn á bá wọn wá ṣọ́ọ̀bù síbi tí ò jìnnà sọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ òun ló máa equip ṣọ́ọ̀bù yẹn á dẹ̀ tún fún wọn lówó á lóun ti sẹ́tù ẹ̀ the same ọjà tóun náà ń ta. Yorùbá mélòó ló ṣe rú ẹ̀rí láyé lẹ́yìn kí Yorùbá kójó nìkan ló máa fẹ́ dominate. Àwa Yorùbá dẹ̀ tún ní attitude kan tá a bá fẹ́ ra ọjà kódà lórí ráìsì àtẹ̀wà nísìn Ìgbò ti take over. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ ra ráìsì àtẹ̀wà ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀kọ́ wo ta ló máa wà lẹ́mìí yín ládùúgbò yín Ìgbò la máa kọ́ ronú kan bí Yorùbá ta ráìsì àtẹ̀wà sí kò ní ta. Pé mo já ráìsì lẹ̀ mo jẹ́ wà lẹ̀ o spaghetti nǹkan kan o Ìgbò wà ń bẹ̀ Yorùbá náà wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀ ní ronú kan Yorùbá Ìgbò náà máa lọ rà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ kò dé sádùúgbò ṣọ́ọ̀bù kan náà máa gbà ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù yẹn náà máa sùn. Láti ṣọ́ọ̀bù yẹn náà ti máa dín ńlá náà máa dẹ ní tàpò àpò. That is the kind of life táwa Yorùbá ń lò. Àwọn ará Alábà pè mí àwọn ará Ọbalẹ́ndé kọlù yẹn pọ̀ láti jẹta. Sanwó-Olú ẹ má sùn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn o. Gọ́fúnà Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe lógùn state. Ẹ̀yin governors tó kù nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀yin ọba wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ Yíbò. They have another mission o. Their mission is not commerce and industry alone. They have an hidden agenda. Wọ́n fẹ́ ra gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tán pátá kẹ́ ẹ tó mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́ wọ́n kàn máa lé ẹ̀sà ẹ̀kọ́ lórí ilẹ̀ wa lẹ́ máa gbọ́ nígbà tán bá ti ra ọgbó lẹ̀ tán tọmọ onílẹ̀ títà lẹ́bà bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wọn tán owó ọ̀hún tó ń gbẹ̀bí wọn pé kí náà fi ṣe wọ́n fi yẹ́yìn bàbá wọn padà wọ́n fi ìtókùtà bàbá jẹ̀bù ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní tẹ́tẹ́ pọ̀ sí jù àwọn ṣe commercial ní industry nínú lórí ilẹ̀ ti wá táwọn ṣe bíbí táwà tí ń jápa ní Yíbò náà ti ń establish ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń jápa ìlú tá ti ń jápa ní Yíbò ti ń establish náà ti ń make náà ti ń dín ńlá àfi ká open eyes wa o ká dẹ̀ open ears wa wọ́n ní chairman yẹn ó rename bus stop yẹn àwọn èèyàn kódà ọmọ Yorùbá fíìmù ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní Ọlámídé Badoo bus stop wọ́n yí kúrò ní Charles Oputa Charly Boy bus stop ní wàhálà bá dé now ó ń tẹ́ni yẹn kọ rèé ó ní Charly Boy does not deserve a bus stop in Lagos. My name is ẹni yẹn tún kọ orúkọ ara ẹ̀ jáde pàápàá kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ̀ pé ẹniyàn kò kìí ṣe kó fẹ́ ṣàbòsí ó ní my name is Mrs. Ẹ̀bùnọlá Adébùsóyè. I am the deputy woman leader of Indigenous Lagos Teachers Association. I write this in my personal opinion. My group has not authorized me to do this on its behalf, but I have to do it after consultation with the Lagos General Secretary, at least to avoid organizational indiscipline. I am happy I was given to go ahead to write my own personal opinion. I speak on the reigning issues of the renaming of Charly Boy bus stop in Lagos to Badoo bus stop, an exercise executed by the chairman of Bariga local government. First of all, I thank the chairman for living up to the expectations of the people of Gbagada, where Charles Oputa, alias Charly Boy, also referred to as area father, lived and tormented. Egbo bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáadáa. Only of living up to the expectations of the people of Gbagada, where Charles Oputa, alias Charly Boy, also referred to as area father, lived and tormented the residents for many years. As a Lagos indigene and from the royal home, we are proud of what the chairman did. At 65, and as a retired school teacher, I have a sense of what morally means. Having a bus stop with the name Charly Boy is an attempt to glorify immorality of the highest order. Firstly, area father never had a bus stop allocated for him at Gbagada. Never had a bus stop allocated for him at Gbagada or to him in Gbagada. When he moved here in Gbagada many years ago, the first thing he did was to pull down the existing bus stop signpost, which was Second Pedro, named after a prominent Lagos family that had put in sweat and blood to the growth, fame, and rise of Lagos State. So bus stop yẹn Second Pedro ló jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. So they said Charly Boy pull it down and renamed it Charly Boy bus stop on its own without any authority from any local government. Charly Boy was never officially allocated any bus stop. That is the truth. Calling the place Charly Boy was his own creation. Secondly, Charly Boy lived in this area as a little beast. He tormented the residents, turned the place into a jungle, a hub for hard drugs. including cocaine and hooliganism. I lived close to him for about 5 years. Myself and my husband had to relocate to Ikorodu because of this nuisance. He was an extremely bad influence on youths and core values of Yoruba nation. I recall his attack on a 70-year-old Mr. Akinyemi who challenged his rascality. He ordered his thugs to beat up the old man who is stripped naked. I recall the children of this old man who came to challenge him were also beaten up. These actions, if taken in any civilized world, would have been challenged by the relevant authority, and Charly Boy would have been sent to jail. He was contemptuous of Yoruba people who he derided and insulted so often. Ṣé ẹ ti gbọ́? Wọ́n ló kórìíra Yorùbá gan. He has no respect for the tradition and values of his host, Yoruba land. He owed his landlord 7 years' rent, which he never paid. The landlady, a Yoruba land woman, died of hypertension. Isn't that so much callous? Charly Boy converted the rented apartment into a studio that his wife managed. He pulled down the fence and converted the building to his own shape. Definitely ó ti gbalé lọ́wọ́ onílé nílùú Èkó láìṣe ìlú Ìgbò. He would insult and harass the women, playing music all day and all night. The woman later died. People who support Charly Boy, who support Charly Boy bus stop, should tell us what single contributions he made to Lagos or to the people of Gbagada. Monuments should be named after heroes, not hooligans and common criminals. I am shocked at that a certain Omoyele Sowore, I'm shocked that a certain Omoyele Sowore is supporting Charly Boy. Does it mean that he learned nothing from the University of Lagos that he claimed to have attended? Does it mean he has no traditions, no culture, and no morality? Does it mean Sowore never read history and he is unaware of what is called the United Nations Declarations on Human Rights of Indigenous People, to the extent that indigenous people exist in Lagos? As history, Sowore wants to erase through his unbridled, shallow, crude, infertile, and self-serving revolutionary pretenses. A true revolutionary should deserve honor, nor scorn. Honor nor scorn from his own people. Perhaps this is why his fertile arches in the wind presidential ambition is nothing but a profit-driven venture to scam people and enrich himself. Sowore had dug his own political grave. I never knew he was such a senseless, rabid illiterate. Does Sowore know what Yoruba people are going through in our own land? Where was Sowore when 4 traditional rulers were killed in Yoruba land? Where was he when Owo was bombed and many Yoruba people killed? Which Nigeria does he speak for? Where does he seek to vote when he portrays himself as Yoruba enemy? Does he know what Yoruba people are going through at Latipo in the hands of Igbo people? Latipo tí mo náà ti pè mí. How can someone who wants to lead Nigeria urinate on his own people? Does it mean Sowore has no wisdom at all? Does he think his Digbolugi protest will take him anywhere? Where does he get the money to run Sahara Reporters? Who funds him? Any Yoruba person opposed to the renaming has no sense of shame. I do not know of any ethnic group in the world that would allow her values and heritage to be trampled and trumped and turned into sputum. Okay, and turned into sputum. And all the people do is to watch. And all the people do is to watch. How many bus stops were named after Yoruba people in the whole of eastern Nigeria? None. None. Some irresponsible Yoruba people claim Lagos belongs to everybody. That is an insult and an assault on us whose ancestors owned the land. Kano, Enugu, Owerri, Calabar belongs to certain ethnic groups. So why should Lagos belong to everyone? It is just silly and provocative for anyone to slogan this assault on we the people of Lagos. We hereby caution and warn those who think they can continue to spit on Lagos heritage to be aware of the wrath of our ancestors, and at the fullness of time we shall challenge them by all means necessary. This was written by Mrs. Ebola Adebusoye, who is totally beraged at what your Igbos are doing in Yoruba land. She's totally beraged. She's not okay. She's not happy. Her own eyes has opened. Àwa Yorùbá, ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń complain ní tó sì ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́gbọ́ yìí. I don't know the kind of effrontery tí Yíbò lè ní láti lọ sílùú wa láti máa lọ dán tán dánwò yìí wò nílùú Ghana. Láti ọjọ́ tí Yíbò ti try tán try fáwa Yorùbá, ọjọ́ tí wọ́n ti try ẹ̀ ní Ghana làwọn Ghanaians ti yarí. There is no peace with any Nigerians there till now. Láti ìgbà tí àwọn Yíbò ti ṣe tán ṣe ní Ghana, Ghana tiẹ̀ wá yarí pátápátá pé kí gbogbo Yorùbá kí gbogbo Nàìjíríà tiẹ̀ fi lọ àwọn lẹ̀. Lánàá àwa là ń lé Ghana must go. Báàgì ẹ̀ sì wà dọ̀là tá a sì ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ rántí láyé Ṣàgàrí tí wọ́n ní dandan all Ghanaians must leave Nigeria? Tí ó bá sí pọ́n lé wọn gbà yẹn ni àwọn náà ń ṣèjìká ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù, àwọn náà pọ̀ jù lé aṣẹ́wó, wọn àti ẹ̀ máa kọrin kan gbà yẹn. Ṣé ẹ rántí ẹ̀yin dádì wa lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ bàbá fún wa kìnní kan Ghana táyé ń fowó ṣe kìnní ó ti yé wa because they are more or less like a slave to Nigerians. They flushed to this country, they rushed to our country in millions. Tí wọ́n wá sílíọ̀mù wa. Then Nigeria was Nigeria. But all of a sudden, thanks to our military and politicians, they bastardized our economy and Nigeria went down. We went from giant of Africa, we now became ant of Africa. Ibẹ̀ kọ́ ni mo ń lọ lénìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ ti wá yí padà lénìí. Ghanaians ti wá ń dá àwa Nigerians padà kó nílùú wọn. And thanks to Igbo, most of countries tẹ́ bá ní tí wọ́n bá Nigeria pé kán má wọlé sílùú àwọn, ẹ lọ ṣọ́ dáadáa, ẹ lọ béèrè pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ pé Ṣúkúdì, Nnamdi, Chokorúkò, àwọn orúkọ tí ò ṣe pé ẹ gbọ́ pàwọn ni wọ́n bàbẹ̀ jẹ́. Recently I went to a country called Bangladesh. In tí mo lọ ṣe nìkan ni wọ́n allow ní country yẹn lọ́mọ Nàìjíríà. Ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ Igbo ló lọ play bẹ́ẹ̀ ló yọ̀bọ̀n tiwọn, ló rọ̀bù wọn broad day. Wọ́n padà mú o ní Bangladesh. Lẹ́nìí Kuwait wọ́n gbà kọ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà wọ ìlú àwọn ọmọ. Qatar wọ́n bá Nàìjíríà. Dubai kí ló fà tán fi yarí? Almost visa free ní Dubai èló ni gbogbo àtẹ́mì náà bẹ̀ 30,000 la máa ra visa. onídìí kó yọjú jọjọ́ tẹ̀lẹ̀ bá sì ní online visa yìí visa bá ti san 30,000 ti fẹ́ jẹ́ǹtì mi bí mo sọ lẹ́nì màá gba físà mi lẹ́nì má dẹ̀ ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì mo lọ nìyẹn kò sí irú ẹ̀ mọ́ ní Dubai o léèyàn kan lóhùn fọ́nbù gbà yẹn àwọn míì tó ń lọ ìlú òyìnbó tó ń lọ tó ayẹ̀sì láyé was Dubai then tájá tẹran ló ń lọ ń gbà yẹn ọmọ yíbò bá bẹ̀jẹ̀ o àwọn méje ni wọ́n mú jọ kan ṣo méje tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé CCTV kámẹ́rà wọn àwọn ọmọ Dubai you don't need to lock your door wọ́n fọ́ wíńdò ẹni yẹn wọ́n gbé briefcase ẹ̀ gbogbo bọ́dẹ̀ ṣe ń gbé lọ ní kámẹ́rà ń tẹ̀lé wọn they were arrested and they were jailed torí pé kí nìyẹn ti wà too rampant àti ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ míì Dubai has to ban us pé ká má wọlé oríṣiríṣi orúkọ ni wọ́n ti fún Nàìjíríà kiri the same nefarious act they are perpetuating in this Yoruba land now adelajuwe adenwo this is not wípé I'm preaching hatred but this is reality this is what is happening ìran méjì tó kù hate wa àmọ́ tó dé ìran méjì ò fẹ́ bá wa ṣe àmọ́ tó dé now mo láwọn videos kan bí tí bá conclude sí mà ní kan play àwọn videos méjèèjì yẹn wọ́n play kan sí tó bá play ẹ̀ Haúsá pàápàá láwọn ò ṣe mọ́ Haúsá fúnra wọn láwọn ò bá àti yíbò àti yorùbá àwọn tiẹ̀ bá wọn ṣe mọ́ àwọn northerners kódà bàbá yẹn sọ débi pé kì í ṣe by force lẹ fi fẹ́ unite wa pé kì í ṣe by force ẹ̀kan tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí lẹ̀ not in this world ni yíbò máa gbé àpótí láwùsá máa tẹ̀lé they so much hate them àwa yorùbá tá tó wá accommodate wọn ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ń fi sán fún wa àwọn ará alábà tó pè mí sẹ́ wọ́n ní kò sí executive post kan ní alábà yẹn tí yorùbá wà I don't know how true it is but executive post kan rèé o wọ́n láwọn yíbò náà kóra wọn síbẹ̀ àwọn ni wọ́n ń pàṣẹ lálábà ọjà umahia ọjà kìíní kan ọjà kalaba ọjà ìbọná tó ti ń rajà káàkiri ilẹ̀ yíbò ẹjọ́ ọmọ yorùbá mélòó ló ń pàṣẹ ń bẹ̀ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ láàárọ̀ ọmọ yorùbá tó ní bísínẹ́sì ni tán lówó ni abá ọjà abá bó ṣe tóbi tó yorùbá mélòó ló ń pàṣẹ ń bẹ̀ ṣé kò sí yorùbá náà tó ń tajà ń bẹ̀ lénìí ẹ lọ sọba léde ẹ lọ àwọn tó ń pàṣẹ ọba léde kódà trade fair wọ́n ní yíbò ló allocate office ló allocate shops rather store fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí kí làwọn gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì Lagos State ń wò kí ló dé tẹ́ gba yíbò láyè láti wá establish ara wọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wá ṣẹlẹ̀ yíbò nìkan ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá generally wọ́n dẹ̀ máa wá kán dépò àṣẹ ni kí ló wá dé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ nọ́tánà nìkan làwa ń wò tẹ́lẹ̀ àwo kákáwọ́ọ̀mù gangan tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di parasite tó ti wọlé tó ti penetrate sí wa lára all in the name of commerce and industry ntọ́ bá wọlé nìyẹn ntọ́ dẹ̀ láwọn ṣe nìyẹn the biggest motor merchant ẹlọ́wọ̀ Igbo ni àwọn tó ń kọ́ factory lálánà kọ́ kìíní kan wọ́n ní Igbo náà ni àwọn tó ń ṣe business wọ́n ní Igbo ni bọ̀ ẹlọ́wọ̀ underneath business tó ń ṣe yẹn kí náà gbàdérò kí náà plan man tó wà ní north ará north tó sọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ lórí dandan kí Yorùbá kí Nàìjíríà ṣá wà papọ̀ yìí ẹjá lọ gbọ́.
People of my generation believe in Nigeria. We have no doubt about the fact that we have no option but Nigeria. However, I think a few of my colleagues believe that there's no such thing as the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. Of course it is negotiable. Even the unity of a family is negotiable. Even the coexistence as a couple of a husband and wife is negotiable. The moment either party feels that this union is no longer bearable, that he or she would rather go his own way, you let them have the right to sit down, consider their condition, and after, and only after, very, very, very careful, rational examination of the pros and cons of going out of the marriage, that they take the decision which suits them best. It's not enough just to say, I don't feel comfortable where I am, so I'm going. Are you sure of where you are going? Are you sure of the consequence of where you're going? Do you really feel that the grass is greener on the other side? If you do, but sit down with your partner in respect, in mutual respect, in love if possible, but without demonizing your husband or your wife, because you will remain always the ex-so-so of the other person. But discuss quietly, in a dignified way, respectful way, so that even if you separate, in the future, you can interrelate with love and with respect. When whoever says, we want to go away, I don't think they realize the going away is not that you carve out the piece of land, take it up, and put it the other side of Ghana. The piece of land will be here, you will be here, everybody will be here. And we all want to prosper. And my appeal to everyone is, please let us be respectful of one another. Let us not demonize one another. Let us respect the views of everybody. And this is where the Sun newspapers, and I know the attitude of my brother Ojikalu, is to create a platform that enables this dialogue, that enables this debate. And look at this collection this evening. It's from everywhere. The awardees are from everywhere. I think this is, and I listened very carefully to the remarks made by the awardees before me. Two of them from the Southeast ended up their remarks by saying, I believe in one Nigeria. I believe in one Nigeria. I presume it's a reflection of the fact that they achieved whatever they did because they are Nigerians. And we can all achieve our goals in Nigeria. It's a great country. We are only one part of a greater entity called ECOWAS. ECOWAS is only one part of a greater entity called Africa. And Africa exists in a globalized world. So wherever you go, you will end up being a Nigerian, an ECOWAS citizen, an African citizen, or a global citizen.
I am almost 100 years old now. I was born in 1925. So I'm getting to 100 years. I know what is possible, I know what is not possible. I will not venture into something that I know is not possible. Read the papers. How many people are now supporting going back to regional setup? Where are they from? North, west, south? See, because this is a democracy. In a democracy, everybody has the right to express his opinion. Yeah. That opinion does not constitute majority unless it is tested. You see, you will have few people who talk about this or that, but what you need to do is to take the totality of the people of Nigeria and the totality of the people who are agitating for going back to regional setup and compare which one is more in number, size, and influence. Then you'll be able to determine whether it's a possible project or whether it is just wishful thinking.
Eminent leaders of conscience, representatives of geopolitical zones, members of the press, and fellow Nigerians. Let me begin by commending the patriots for their vision, their courage, and their unwavering commitment to convening this historic summit. In a nation burdened by silence, convening a dialogue of this magnitude, though not for the first time, not the first of its kind, is an act of bold patriotism. As the son of the South-South, and as one who has carried the burden of this nation's dream across many decades, I stand before you not just to offer goodwill, but to lend voice to the truth that has often been expressed and can no longer be deferred. This summit is not another routine conference. It is a defining moment. Perhaps it is the last peaceful opportunity we have to confront the fundamental contradiction of Nigeria, that we are governed not by the will of the people, but by a constitution that robs us of our sovereignty. Let us speak frankly to the state of our union, which is fractured but not beyond repair. Our federation is in distress. Our democracy is in disrepute, and our people, the very source of power in a true republic, have become totally disenfranchised and therefore disillusioned and detached and alienated. We from the South-South region join other zones across the country who have agreed that this union is not working as it is. It can only be sustained if it is restructured on the basis of equity, justice, and mutual consent. Now, the patriots have called us for us to examine certain things: the legitimacy of the 1999 Constitution, the viability of our current political system, the path towards restoring true sovereignty to the Nigerian people. This agenda, therefore, is not only the right one, but it is in fact the only one that matters now. We endorse it in its entirety because the truth is this: the 1999 Constitution was not the people's constitution. It was a military decree imposed without the consent of the people. The military suspended the 1963 Constitution, which remains the last legal expression of our people's collective will and agreed terms of condition for staying together. That Constitution, I'd like to emphasize, was suspended. It was never repealed, proscribed, or abrogated. At the end, rather than lift the suspension and restore a legitimate constitution, it was instead replaced with a fraudulent document that begins with a lie that says, "We the people." This document was not even submitted to the National Assembly for adoption or ratification before it was put into use. The people of Nigeria were not consulted, we did not consent, it was foisted on us, and our sovereignty was therefore stolen. Now, let us look at why our present political system cannot work. We are running a democracy where election results are determined not by the ballot, but by various other undemocratic means. Representatives and leaders are selected by a few and imposed. They are not elected. Power flows from the party barons and not from the people. Public service is privatized for profit, to individual profit, and not for national purpose. This is not democracy. This elite authoritarianism with scant democratic decoration on it. And the people know it. That is why voters turnout declines, as we saw in the last election in Lagos. That is why trust in the government is dead. This has been exacerbated by the departure from a functional federal system to an imperial presidential unitary system, which we practice at the moment. Unless we act now, we reverse this situation, the country is bound to go into fragmentation. So we, in consultation with other leaders and the competitors, a group that I lead, believe the following must be addressed in the new constitution. Sovereignty must return to the people. We must get rid of this unitary system and reinstate the federal system of governance that our founding fathers had agreed to. True federalism must guarantee maximum autonomy to the federating units. Cost of politics must be brought down to open space for inclusiveness and real leadership. Unicameral legislature with ministers appointed only from elected representatives must be reinstated. Real mechanisms for accountability, recall, and sanction for non-performing and deviant public officers must also be instituted. Impunity must end, transparency must begin. Elections must be driven by ideas and integrity, not by money. And finally, party leadership must grow from within the party. For this summit to be considered a success, the critical questions that have to be answered are, is the relationship between the nations that form Nigeria working? If not, why? And what new terms can be made to make it work? Is the Constitution helping to unite, coexist for people to coexist peacefully and prosper? If not, why? And what can we do to make it work? Is our political system inclusive? Is it delivering accountable governance and promoting national progress? If not, why? And what political system will? If we cannot honestly face these questions and live here with a clear strategy, timeline, and commitment to change, then this summit, with all its good intentions, would not have been as big a success as it ought to have been. This is the right meeting, but what are our chances of success? That will depend on just one thing. Will we confront the hijacking of our sovereignty and do every legitimate thing and legal thing to fix it? If we live here with a clear, actionable roadmap to 1, restore sovereignty to the people, 2, enact a truly people-driven constitution, and 3, reform our political system to reflect our realities, then this meeting will go down in history as the turning point for Nigeria. But if we live with nothing but speeches, handshakes, and photo ops, the tragedy of Nigeria will continue, and we will share in the blame. Let us therefore resolve to reclaim Nigeria together. We must not be afraid to change. What we must rather be afraid of is not to change. Nigeria's unity will only be preserved through fairness and justice, not force or fear. And if we miss this opportunity, the next chapter may be one of irreversible fragmentation. I believe, and I know that many of you also believe, that time is running out. Let this summit be a strident call for a new beginning. Let the patriots be remembered as the spark that reignited the flame of sovereignty. Let Nigeria be reborn, not just as a country, but as a true nation. Thank you very much, and history will remember this day, not for what we did, or not for what we said, but for what we were able to change.
I believe, unfortunately, it's my personal belief, that Nigeria should split. It's going to be, it's a hot cake discussion, because many people are paying lip service.
But the question is, well, of course, it's your opinion.
Yes.
We'll put it out there. It's not the opinion of the station in that sense, because we're one indivisible nation, and the Constitution is very clear on our unity in that sense.
But some people say Obasanjo has been able, within the 8 years he was in government, to drastically reduce the power of the North. And I think many top Northerners today don't want to forgive him because he drew the carpet. And as some people say, it will take the North another 25 years to undo the damage Obasanjo has done to the North. But in doing so, he was trying to balance the power in Nigeria. He was able to restructure the army. He was able to restructure many of the parastatals, even though he decided to scrap many of the parastatals, which were the backbone for the Northerners. Many of these parastatals were areas where the North, believed they make. Let me give you a joke. 3 Nigerians, a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, and a Hausa man, were involved in an accident. And they died. Immediately they died. Angel Gabriel appeared to them that, look, although you are dead, I can resurrect you if you pay me £5 million. Oh, the Igbo man said, £5 million? No problem, I'll pay it. He quickly paid it. And he just found himself standing up from the accident spot. The angel went to the Yoruba man. The Yoruba man said, how about 5 million is too plenty now? Can't you take 3 million? I'll pay you 3 million, or even, okay, 4 million. The angel says, no, it's fine. He said, okay, if that is the condition, I'll pay. The Yoruba man stood up. The angel went to the Hausa man and said, look. The Hausa man said, Bawa, just send the bill to the federal government of Nigeria. You see, the joke there is that the Northerners depend solely on the federal government of Nigeria, which was true to an extent some years back. And that was what Obasanjo has come to do, to draw that carpet and make sure that, no one region, has the hold on the federation. But with all these diversities, when there is a problem affecting Nigeria, we all unite together.
I won't like to compare leadership of President today or anybody, but I want to talk about leadership generally. Yoruba say, "Tegbe ba ma dara látọ̀dọ̀ olórí ẹgbẹ́ yìí." Two, talking metaphorically or figuratively, tẹ́jà bá máa bàjẹ́ látorí ló ti ń bẹ̀rẹ̀. The fish starts to spoil from the head. Our women know it. When they go to the market in the evening, they want to buy fresh fish. Once they open the gill, and it's green, they put it down. There are bad followers, but the leaders make the follower to be bad. I want to confirm that. In my adult life, Akilaja before you today, Akavik Nigeria Limited, whatever where they are, was because Chief Obafemi Awolowo made education free and compulsory in Ondo State. That was how they went into the bush, where my father was a talking drummer percussionist, and say anybody that does not bring the child to school in January in 1955 will be arrested. And quickly, my father, although people don't like police, my father brought me to Ondo and I started school. And we are having a Akilaja before you today. That is leadership. That is policy. It is because the leaders corrupted the leadership, the followership. The followership lost confidence in the leadership and they become corrupt. Yoruba people say bribery, owo is a shame, so they call it owo. They call it riba. But today it's owo waju. A typical security man will tell you, you never settle me. If you settle a security man, can he arrest you if you are wrong? So leaders corrupted the followership to the level that they don't have confidence in leadership, and they are asking for their money on the day of election before they, even if they are going to suffer it tomorrow, they will say, oh yeah, I have gone to campaign, I'm a politician. Children of 6, 7 years, 10 years, a junk only. A junk only. I gave them poster, they are asking me a junk only. If it has gone deep to that level, what is the future of Nigeria? That is my concern. Therefore, leaders from president to chairman of local government to governors, that is leadership. Even head of family, that is leadership. We should all agree that we have engaged Nigeria in a game of mutual destruction. Now let us join together to now rebuild Nigeria. That is when we will all sleep together with two of our eyes closed. I have one English language that I coined. I said today, instead of patriotism, we have pocketism. That's what he said. What is in need for me? In policy making, what is in need for me? In policy execution, what is in need for me? If a contractor wants to come and take money from a commissioner, you say your own is inside though. If not, they will not get the contract. So I have leaders must come together to rebuild and have good followership. And I have a life experience. I was deputy president Nigeria Labour Congress under Adams Oshomole. Nigerians believed in us. We will say Nigerians should sit at home. The commander-in-chief will say everybody should go to work. But Nigerians will sit at home. Children will be playing football on the field. What is the magic? Is trust.
Ògbénu omi ríran tẹja ògbólógbé gúngún ní dún tàbàntàbà nínú aṣọ ògbólógbò oníṣègùn ìbílẹ̀ kan bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó mọ tì fún tẹ̀dọ̀ ewé àti olóyè máyégún adífá bíi ẹni wẹjú aníkúlápó agbọ́sẹ̀sẹ̀ fámọlé agbẹ́ǹkùlé mọye olùtọ́wù ogun àìrọ́mọbí ní tiẹ̀ ní ogun àìrálàánú ló ń bá ayé rẹ̀ wọ̀dì mú àrùn ọjọ́ pípẹ́ ló ń bá ọwọ́ jàǹkadì káṣiṣẹ́ bí erin jẹ̀jẹ̀ ìlérí ogun àmúbọ̀ ọkọ àmúbọ̀ aya ní tiẹ̀ ní tàbí ogun afinisẹ̀sìn níwájú olóore èyíkéyìí ogun tàbí àìsàn tó máa ń bá ayé rẹ̀ jà tètè máa bọ̀ wá sọ́dọ̀ olóyè máyégún adífábí ẹni wẹjú abólórí bẹ̀rí abániyẹ̀ràwọ̀ ẹni wò aníkúlápó àgbàlagbà ọ̀jìmì tó mọ orúkọ tí wọ́n ń pe àwọn ìyá mi àgbà fún àyẹ̀wò tàbí ìmọ̀ràn ẹ pè sórí nọ́mbà yìí 08023940939 08023940939 báṣẹ́ bá mú mi àjò dànù bí gèrè bá mú mi àjò dànù tìlétọ̀nà la fi ń jolóńgìní tètè máa bọ̀ wá sọ́dọ̀ olóyè máyégún adífábí ẹni wẹjú kógun ayé rẹ̀ ó dà fíẹ́yìn.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ṣẹ́gbọ́n tí bàbá yẹn sọ kí n tó ṣàlàyé tí bàbá yẹn sọ bàbá wa tí wọ́n polówó wọn tí ẹ rí yẹn inú mi ń dùn rìpọ́ọ̀tù tí mò ń gbọ́ torí mo kórìíra kí n gbé èèyàn wá kí tọ̀ ń wá lọ jẹ́ 419 mo gbẹ́ nìkan wá gbà yẹn níbi 2-3 years ago nígbà tẹ́ni yẹn ń gbá àwọn èèyàn fúnra àwọn èèyàn ló pè mí pé ó gbọ́ bàbá gbàgede ní má báyìí lórúkọ jẹ́ ó lè ní o tó jẹ́ bá ní ẹjà láyé tí mi bá ṣe mọ́ nìyẹn but eléyìí mo scrutinize dáadáa mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ̀ fún mi ní assurance pé kò lè sí wàhálà to God be the glory gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n sì ń lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá yẹn gbogbo ọ̀nà wá fún mi lésì tó dáa pé so far o ẹnìkan ti ẹ̀ pè mí fún mi ní nǹkan pé mo rí bàbá yẹn true mi. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá ní anything tí bàbá yẹn ṣe tẹ́ ẹ rò pé need bàbá yẹn, ẹ pè nọ́mbà wọn, bá mi display nọ́mbà yẹn, ẹ pè Máyégún ni wọ́n jẹ́, Máyégún, Dr. Máyégún, ẹ pè nọ́mbà wọn. Nọ́mbà Dr. Máyégún olè ń wò lójú ìwòran yìí 0802-394-0939 Dr. Máyégún, ẹ pè nọ́mbà wọn. Kódà àwọn tí wọ́n ti pè wọ́n, àwọn náà rí pé dáadáa ló wà nínú abidi. That is that about that. Àwa ká ń sọ pé dandan mi ò nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí a fi ń gbara wa níyànjú ni. Àwọn nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí a fi ń lara wa lójúlẹ̀ Yorùbá ni. A sọ pé kí dandan kan dàlúrú àdàlúrú, Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kí bá wọn dàlúrú. Àmọ́ nǹkan tó bá yẹ ká pera wa sí, ká ṣe àkíyèsí ẹ̀, ká ṣe àkíyèsí ẹ̀. Àwa Yorùbá, kí ni plan wa láti jẹ́ the sole ruler lórí land, lórí ilẹ̀ tọ́lọ́ fi fún wa? Báwo làjòjì ò ṣe ní máa wá control wa? Ìyẹn ló tiẹ̀ bí mi lójú. Why should any Igbo man so powerful in this Yoruba land tó fi máa tó control ọmọ Yorùbá? Ẹ wo Ghana, ẹ jẹ́ máa fi wálẹ̀ pẹ̀lú fídíò Ghana. Àwọn tí ẹ̀ yarí ni pé kí àwọn ò tẹ̀fẹ̀ ní Nigerians mọ̀ nílùú àwọn. Àwọn Igbo ìdẹ́ ló fa àwọn náà jẹ́sẹ̀ ní Igbo, àwọn ni wọ́n allocate ipò fún àwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n kọ́ àwọn yẹn kọ́ wò pé irú nonsense irú rẹ̀ nílùú àwọn. Àwa Yorùbá ò mọ, àwa ń gbà mọ́ra. Àbí gbà téèyàn pé rẹ̀ ní ẹsẹ̀ ní Igbo general of Yorùbá land tó dẹ̀ yan ọba sílùú kọ̀ọ̀kan, kí ló wá kù? Àwa gbarú ẹ̀ ó la ọ̀gá ní àgbárí yẹn páwọn ò fẹ́. Ẹ tó gbé placard ní àfọ́jú ni. Gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n jáde síta pé ìjọba, kódà wọ́n pe gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì wọn pé n tó sọ fún wa ní kó fẹ́ protect our Ghanaians, àwọn Nigerians wọ́n ti wà too dangerous for us, àfẹ́ wọn mọ́ nílùú wa. Béèyàn kan ṣe irú ẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà yìí, irú ẹ̀ ní Ìgbòho ṣe tán ní kan lọ pa, irú ẹ̀ ní Ìgbòho ṣe tán sọ di criminal, tán sọ di thug. Fáwọn fẹ́ gbọ́ Yorùbá nation. Èèyàn ní káwọn Fúlàní tó ń pa àwọn kò lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn. Ó lọ ọmọ Ghana ṣe tí ó sì tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn yìí o.
We want Nigerians to go back to their country. Ghana is for us. Ghana is not for any foreigner. No Igbo man can come to this country and intimidate us. This country belongs to us. President Mahama, you came for Ghanaians. You said Ghana first. You said you came for the youth. Please take action now. Thank you.
I don't know. Unite me. We can't be dealing with the local criminals that we are having in Ghana and be dealing with Nigerians too. No. So Nigerians must know. The government, the politicians have to do something about it. If they know that they are taking money from Nigerians, they better return it and do something about it. And the immigrations, they should stop giving Nigerians Ghana passports. They should stop.
La fi mọ bá ilẹ̀kẹ̀ la fi mọ jòjì èdè wa làmì ìdánì mọ́ wà. Pẹ̀lú ìgbìyànjú kí èdè Yorùbá kó má dohun ìgbàgbé kó má dohun àfisẹ́yìn tí gun fi sọ. Ọ̀mọ̀wé Gbénga Fágbọ̀nú ti kó o jáde. Dictionary Yorùbá aláwòrán. Kúnlẹ́kàkì òkun fọ́fọ́. Láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ dópin ló ṣàtúpalẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá tó ta kókó. Pẹ̀lú àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ látẹnu olùkọ́ àgbà. Kò ṣe é mà níní fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o. Àgbàlagbà tàbí àwọn ọmọdé ìsẹ̀yìn. Àwọn àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá tó ta kókó tó lé ní ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́tàlá pẹ̀lú àwọn àwòrán tí yóò mú òye ọ̀rọ̀ yéni ní kankan. Dictionary Yorùbá ti wà jákèjádò ilé ìtajà àti ilé ìkàwé jákèjádò àgbáńláyé. Fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ rà tàbí tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ kun lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ janturu. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní United Kingdom. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ kò sí ìyáàfin Dorcas Amusan Fagbọnú ní 119 Little Houghton Lane, Bradford BD5 OHT tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè wọ́n sórí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀bánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí +447401222557. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórílẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Amẹ́ríkà ẹ máa pọ̀ sí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúwaṣọ́ṣọ́yà ní 601 Press Station TR Unit 510 Austin Texas tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ wọ́n sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ +175727735552. ẹ̀yin ti Europe ẹ kàn sí ìyáàfin Mary Buckner Erexbo Bisbo Ostergaard 324244 Angel Doggy Box City ní Sweden tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ wọ́n sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí +46738329. ẹ̀yin torílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé o ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ẹ máa kàn sí bàbá gbàgede ìmọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ wọ́n sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 08130672361. ẹ̀yin ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ pè ọ̀mọ̀wé Victor Taiwo sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 08126923916. kò ṣe é má nílé o fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o.
ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ṣe rí àwọn ọmọ Ghana ẹ̀rí tuntun ń pa tó dictionary wá sì wà fún títà o ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá nídìí ẹ má bẹ̀rù ó sì wà ń bí rẹpẹtẹ tí àsìkò wá ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá nídìí ẹni nídìí 10 tó nídìí 20 ẹ máa bọ̀ ó ṣí sílẹ̀ 29,000 òun náà ni àtẹyọ kan lágbára Ọlọ́run àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń rà àwọn náà mọ tó rí tán rí ń bẹ̀ ẹnìkan ra 7 tẹ́lẹ̀ bóyá ló tún wá béèrè 10 sí wọn láwọn náà student tí wọ́n need ẹ jẹ́ kó ní kálukú wa náà ká rà fáwọn ọmọ wa àwọn ọmọ wa need ẹ gbogbo ọmọ ló yẹ kó ní dictionary yẹn lé tí tèmi ni mo fi ń polówó tẹ̀rí tèmi mo fi ń polówó ilé ẹjọ́ kan dẹ̀ mọ́ kí n má yẹ̀ wò torí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló wà nínú ẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ míì tẹ́ gbọ́ rí ọ̀rọ̀ míì tẹ́ gbọ́ tẹ́ mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀ ó wà ní dictionary bàbá Táíwò Fagbọ̀rún àwọn ni Gbénga Fagbọ̀rún àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe wọ́n wà ní UK àwọn àdírẹ́sì wa káàkiri òun náà lẹ́ ń gbọ́ yẹn tí tèmi ń bí àdírẹ́sì tèmi lélẹ̀ then phone number mi òun náà lẹ́ ń wò yẹn tẹ́ bá ti sanwó yẹn sínú àkáǹtì yìí ẹ send ẹ̀ sínú phone number tẹ́ wò lábẹ́ yẹn opay òun là ń lò sí láti fi gba owó yẹn ẹ send ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run bó ṣe máa dọ́dọ̀ yín àjẹkẹ́ gbọ́ oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́kàṣe ìgbẹ̀yìn tí ẹ bá wo ètò ìgbòyìn la dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà káwa náà fẹnu wa kọ méje ojoojúmọ́ lẹ̀rù ń bà mí o ojoojúmọ́ lẹ̀rù ń bà mí o ojoojúmọ́ lẹ̀rù ń bà mí o gbogbo nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe tí Ìgbò ń gbà lọ́wọ́ wa yìí then tó bá tiẹ̀ wá jẹ́ business nìkan náà ṣe ó ṣe dáa kí lè rò gbà wọn kí ni meeting tí wọ́n ṣe kí náà fẹ́ mú yọ ń bẹ̀ ṣáwọn náà ní yọ sí wa lójijì bí táwọn Fúlàní ṣe ń ṣe yìí ó dọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà o ẹrù dáadáa o láyọ̀.
Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́ Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe Yorùbá ronú o.
Yorùbá sọra wọn di bọ́ọ̀lù fáráyé gbá.
Bàbá gbá wọn sókè wọ́n tún gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yà tí ó ti kéré tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n gé kúrú. Àwọn tí àrífẹ́jọ́ tún ti dẹni àtijọ́ Yorùbá jókòó sílẹ̀ rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn fọwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Bí àgùntàn tí abọ́ rẹ̀ ń gbòrìṣà ilẹ̀ o.